for such a time as this. Here in this moment, these are things that we need to think about. Hi, I'm Jimi Hendrix, and this episode is EA13, and this is your moment on Empower Your Pattern 2.0. Hi, I'm Jimi Hendrix, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Success, Confidence, and Thrive Coach. I wish to let you know that there are patterns to help you receive more, help you live a better and extraordinary life right now. I also believe that there are spiritual and temporal tips to help you overcome the adversities in everyday life. So if you come with me, I will show you these patterns. Get ready. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. If this wasn't a simulated audience, I think I'd be having you guys yell out "Yee-haw" to the top of your lungs, because guys, this is your moment. Ladies and gentlemen in Pattern Realm, this is your moment. This is your chance to hit it big. And how many are you welcome to do this? Well, we're going to hit it right with 10 traits you're going to need to seize the moment as an entrepreneur. Number 1, the ambivert mindset. Now, you may say, well, Jimmy, what in the world is an ambivert? An ambivert is really, it's a personality that's a halfway point between being an introvert and an extrovert. You don't want to be too introverted and that you're curled up and won't do business and won't succeed. You have to make some calls and stuff. You can't be too extroverted to where you get your mouth in trouble. But believe me, I have been there. Now, with that, I gotta say this it's on my mind. That personality is something that you need in order to help you be on top. How many of you are ready for that? How many of you are ready to take on this ambivert? What it is, it's ambition enough to have enough extroversion to do the business, but keep introverted enough to where, you have some reserve enough to keep your mouth out of trouble. John F. Kennedy, when he started at Harvard, he was very extroverted. Hanging around with people all the time. But he entered into World War II, and when he came out, he was a changed man. He was reserved. Many people would say to him, then how did he become President of the United States? He overcome enough of that reserve in order to be successful. Okay, so you need to have that mindset. It's part of my book, by the way, which you can get on Amazon. The Winning Personality, a values-based approach to entrepreneurship in this economy. The ambivert's mindset. It's important. See, I developed this theory of the winning personality, how to seize the moment as an entrepreneur with the values you need, basically by reading an issue of Entrepreneur magazine. And I started crafting the values you need. And yes, you need values in order to succeed in this moment. And part of it is you have to have the personality. The personality that gives you enough oomph to go out there and get your business done. But the personality that gives you enough reserve so that you're not putting yourself into more trouble. Okay? I know that sounds hard, but there are many ambiverts out there. And they often get typecast. But you know what? We care less about the typecast. We're ready to succeed. Okay? And anyone at the sound of my voice, I want you to know, God bless you. If you're listening to Pattern Realm, you're making your first step in personal development, and God bless you. I hope that this helps you succeed. This particular episode helps you succeed. Okay? Because you need the tools that you need in order to succeed. And part of that is having that ambivert personality, which I call the winning personality. Right? You need those things. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, I've only had this book out, published out for a few years, but it's made a difference. Number 2, you need to have a leader's heart. Too many people approach business with management. And yes, I agree with Dr. John C. Maxwell that leadership and entrepreneurship are not the same. But I think what we need to do is to ditch the old, obsolete cognitive system model that is called management and go for more of a heart-centered, compassion and concern model of business called leadership. You know, I'm just being honest with you. You need to have a leader's heart. Many of you don't know this. I serve on the Sunday school board in my church. That's important to me. And I also participate from time to time in service groups in the men's group in my church. And those things are very, very important to me. Say they call me and I know I have a free moment schedule. Saturday morning, they say, hey, Jimmy, we'd like you to come help us clean the building. And they know what task that I can do best, and I shine. But I like to take the leader's initiative, and I have a heart for leadership. And Dr. John C. Maxwell is one of those great experts of leadership. I'm thinking quite a bit of things about leadership are peppered in those things. Now, I'm going to say this. You don't have to be a leader to be an entrepreneur, but you know what? It helps. And one thing I failed to say is shame on me. I'm supposed to ask you guys to take notes. In this show, on the show notes, I want to make sure that you guys take notes. Because this is important. Because the leader takes the initiatives. A leader is going to listen to other leaders in their industry and jot down some of the kernels of pearls and nuggets that they're given to them. That's why I like the networking position. Men like the coach, Presley Swaggerty. Okay? He's a powerhouse. I love his phrase, live big and go home. Okay, so you understand where I come from. Because leaders have to live big. They really do. If you want to be what I call a leaderpreneur, which is a mixed word between leader and entrepreneur, you need to be bold. You need to have that step to be a leader and follow other leaders in whatever system of business that you're in so that you can raise other leaders. Because I gotta say, the cutthroat model of business leadership is dying. Let me repeat myself again. The cutthroat model of business leadership is dying. Anybody tell you that it's not? It is. We're in a recession. corporations are laying off people because of what's going on. Because one thing counts towards them, that to them it matters. And that's the bottom line. And see, I've known for some time, when I was attending I was crazily in graduate school, I decided to take this marketing class. And I'm going to give the professor's last name as Dr. Tolson. I may have given a different name before, but shoot, this is my podcast. I can change things a little bit. Dr. Tolson had a cutthroat model in business. And he taught that in his classes. And I'm willing to bet he turned off quite a few. So, there you go. Alright, let's get down to business. Number 3. You need to have a creator mindset. Okay? You need to get into a creator mode. The cutthroat model of creative business is dying. We're in a new economy now. So, it's up to an entrepreneur. Say this is like a checkerboard. It's up to an entrepreneur to be creative enough to tap into the patterns of success and see where his move is to keep his business going. To be on top of this. Creativity is a must in this economy. It is a must in order to seize here in this moment. And you know, it kind of reminds me of a moment I had with my BFE, Brian Keith Cotton. We were watching Dead Poets Society. Those of you who were old enough to remember that movie, one of the things that was said that the teacher was teaching was Carpe Diem, seize the day. And my buddy Keith, he said, that's for you, Jimmy. He said, all you got to do is go out there and be creative enough to seize the day. I have confidence in you, buddy. And Keith had a dream for my life, and he infused things. And when he passed away, I really didn't know what else to do. But the beauty is, through my church and now through my ACN family, I have discovered that there are ways to seize the day and be creative about it. Say you hit a brick wall in one aspect of your business. You know what? You get creative. You start researching ways to get around that wall and get past hurdles so that you can streamline together. And creativity, you know, especially if you're in a networking style business, you need that in order to pass over the hurdles and work together as a team. We all need that creativity. The creativity that puts us on top, gives us a chance to rise and shine. Yesterday, my business associate and I were running across some hurdles with technology. And I told her, I said, look, I know you wanted these certain things for me. I said, go enjoy your trip to Dallas. She's going up there to be coached by the likes of one of the men I'm becoming to respect and admire, Presley Swaggerty. And let me tell you something. Guys, I decided to get creative. I said, look, we'll bring my technology in and we'll take care of this, okay? You've got to have that. To be able to bounce back and recover. Because I'll tell you something. That creative zone, that's where you recover. Say you don't know that much about technologies and some of its lures and stuff. That's why I created the last episode on how to have laser focus. Because your creativity mindset, that little creative space, that is one of the things that helps you have laser focus. You need to have laser sharp creativity to be on top. Y'all get that? Well, yeah, I know you do. I know you do. And we need to tap into that creativity and be the best that we can be. Okay? You realize that. Number 4, discipline and determination. How many times we have sat there at night and we've been slaving away on our business, and we know we got, maybe some calls or something to make, or some business we want to make, and we're thinking in our heart and mind, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Let me give you some advice. Abandon, I don't feel like it. Dr. Delatoro McNeil II, in his book, Caught Between a Dream and a Job, said this one thing. The world is ran by people who don't feel like it, but they do it anyway. Okay, so let me ask you something. Back when Donald Trump was president of the United States, do you really think he felt like going to the Oval Office every day to govern? Do you really think that, back Rush Limbaugh, back in his day, do you really think he felt like every day, Monday through Friday, going to the airwaves and being his best? Okay? Let me add one more person. Do you think that Bill Gates felt like sitting there and talking about computers, the systems that he was that man and rich? No. Do you think that Oprah felt like going on TV every day? They don't, but the fact of the matter is this. The world is ran by people who don't feel like it, but they do it anyway. Let me tell you something. I have had resistance up to the elbow. People going around saying, he'll never amount to anything. And some of those people have fought me tooth and nail. And I have fought them tooth and nail with discipline and determination. And that's going to carry your day to help you seize your moment. Okay? They told my parents, he's been my challenge. He don't have a hope of securing a normal education. Well, with little help from my beloved vision resource teacher, she fought for my rights. I got my education. They told me and my parents, he is socially and emotionally immature and is therefore unfit for college. Guess what? I fought my way through college. You get knocked down, you get back up. You get knocked down, you get back up. You get knocked down, you get back up. Because the winners are those people who repeatedly get knocked down. And then you know what? They get the intestinal fortitude to get back up. That's pretty amazing. I can sit there and talk about discipline and determination with a smile on my face because I know what it feels like to have that resistance. To know what it feels like when people have said and derided and used their charts and stuff to say, he can't do it. Let me tell you something. The way my maternal grandfather raised me, you do not tell me the word can't. You tell me the word can't, and I will bore through to be determined to find a way where I can. I may get discouraged and feel like giving up, but you know what? It can't be that way. Now, number five, because we're pressed for time. Number 5 is you need a code of ethics. Now, if your industry, or say, your networking business has a code of ethics, guess what? You need to get familiar with that. And you also need a code of ethics of your own that is based on the next concept I'll introduce to you is faith. And when I was writing my book, my friend who you've seen in the early stages of Empower Your Pattern, Bishop Dave, his wife was proofreading. And she says, Jimmy, the thing I worry about you writing this book about ethics is it creates a quagmire. It doesn't have to be a quagmire. Let me tell you something. Each of us know the difference between what business behavior is appropriate and inappropriate. Because let me tell you something. The past 20 years or so, you can't help but open up a newspaper or watch the TV, or one thing I like to do is read internet newspapers and magazines, and you can't do that without finding sometimes some of these big corporations going through scandals because maybe some people weren't familiar with any code of ethics, or there was no code of ethics at all. See, John C. Maxwell wrote this book. It's called There's No Such Thing as Business Ethics. There's just ethics. And he bases his theories on the golden rule. Now, some people idiotically think, that rule is he who has the gold wins the rule. Well, maybe in some ways in the financial deal. But we're not talking about the financial aspect of business. I'm talking about ethics, honesty, in integrity, truth and full disclosure, impeccable character. Those things are the most important things that we need to tap into. If you want to seize your moment as an entrepreneur, I'm going to say this till the cows come home here. Y'all hollering yee-haw all the way through the rafters. But I'm going to tell you something. You have to be a man or woman of ethics, character, and integrity to succeed in the business world and seize your moment. And I think that ethics is founded in belief. And I know some people playing devil's advocate say, well, if you don't believe in God. If you don't believe in God, believe in yourself. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm afraid if you don't believe in God, you're sunk. Because I'm going to tell you something. It's the scriptures, along with my particular company that I'm tapped to in the networking businesses, those two codes of ethics are going to govern my life and business. And let me tell you something. I plan on becoming familiar with those. Okay, you're talking to somebody that has a pre-law brain, who will look at this, dissect it, and see it as it is. I'm awed about how people, my generation and younger, in some ways, have abandoned the ethics thing. And we can blame it on the 60s all we want. But I think we need to take a hard look at here and now. We need to have businessmen and businesswomen with ethics and integrity to stay on top. You need to have that strong ethical code. No ifs, ands, or buts. No excuses, no exceptions, and no questions. Got it? Number 6, faith. I'm here so you know, Jimmy, what in the world? What does faith have to do with seizing your moment in the business? Let me tell you something. It does. The first rule of Empower Your Pattern, those of you who've been listening for a while, is love and believe in yourself. But you know who I think faith in can help you believe in yourself even more? And that is faith in God. Particularly, and you know I'm going to go there, faith in God through Jesus Christ. And I know some devil's advocates are going to be like, but Jimmy, some populations in business don't believe in Jesus Christ. Fine. Believe in yourself. Believe in the process, just whatever. But this show, when it comes to faith, I don't pull the punches. Faith is a part of everything that I do. In my religion, my faith, the Restored Church of Christ, I live by a strict code. And that code I don't break. I entered into a covenant relationship with Jesus Christ, and that's what matters to me the most. I think we need more businessmen grounded in faith that are willing to stand up and say, hey, I have faith in God. And I have faith in the Lord. Let me tell you something. You need faith to seize your moment and be able to make it in the shark world of business. Shoot with faith. You can beat them sharks. How many of y'all want to raise the roof and give me a hand clap that's worth 1,000 yeehaws? Let's do this. You have to have faith. Yes, believe in yourself. Belief in yourself is central. I'll preach that till the cows come home. You have to have that faith in yourself. But I can't think of a better way to have faith in yourself than first and foremost to have faith in God. And the best way to have faith in God is to have faith in God through Jesus Christ. Philippians chapter 4 verse 13 says this, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. When I think about the giants in my faith, in the Christian world, Dr. Charles Stanley, in my faith, the Restored Church of Christ, okay? There's a theologian named Jeffrey R. Holland. That man is a powerhouse. He's tenderhearted enough to help people that are downhearted and lift them up. But at the same time, he's tough when he feels like he has to tell the truth. Especially about matters of faith. And how to walk in that faith. How to live in that faith. Personal development. Personal development. I think it should, like the coach, like Preston, I think that a huge part of that personal development is also should be grounded in faith. I really do. That's why I added that. You can be a beginner with a bunch of holding companies and stuff, but if you don't have that ethical code and you don't have that faith mixed together, guess what? To me, you are nothing. Because that wealth can crumble down. You could lose respect. You need to have the ethical code, the faith, and the humility to say, okay, this is my line in the sand, and this is where I stand on. When I wrote my book, I told the Lord, I said, Lord, make me rich. I said, but keep me humble. Keep me humble. That's a huge part of 5 and 6. Okay, we need to go on. Number 7, goals. How many of you have already written down, and I hope you did this New Year's Eve, because that's what I did. I sat down and wrote my goals for 2023. And so many people, around this time, little by little, they start giving up on their goals. You know what you need to do? You need to look at them suckers every day. And be the ones that get knocked down and get back up. Let me tell you something. When I think of goals, I think about Jim Rohn. Let me tell you something. That man could probably teach an hour seminar. That man could teach a seminar on goal setting. You know, I love Jim Rohn. One thing he says is that, he says that, you need to be able to set your goals in contract and in concrete. You need to spell them out and write it out. One thing he says is start from wherever you are and with whatever you've got. I love him. I think he's amazing. Here's something he says: either you run the day or the day runs you. I've heard the Coach Presley say that. Let me tell you something. I want you to download this in your brain. You need to have top-notch goals and not play around with that. Sometimes you may have to go in and refine your goals because you've been knocked down. But you know what? Refine them. But also raise your expectations. So many psychologists say, oh, what are your expectations? Not here on Pattern Realm. Because I don't know how many people, Tony Robbins, and then Jeff Lerner, who founded his own little entrepreneurial educational mastermind, Entre, have said you have to raise your standards in order to be a success. And you need to set wow rewards to those goals. That's something Dr. Del Toro II said. Set wow rewards to those goals. Like say in the networking business, network marketing business, and say, hey, maybe if I have No, maybe if I have 5 customers and sponsor 3, then maybe what I'll do is, whatever bonus I get, maybe take myself and my wife out to dinner or something. Or if you're single, take yourself and a good friend out to dinner. I mean, yeah, goal setting is essential to the plan of succeeding. It's to seize the moment of yourself as an entrepreneur. And you need those things. It's important. I want you to write down this next goal because it's important for you. Number 8. Number 8 is networking. In his book, Caught Between a Dream and a Job, Dr. Del Arturo McNeil II said this: network like it's going out of style. Go to Toastmasters. Let me tell you something. Toastmasters is a wonderful place to network with people that may be entrepreneurs that you can bounce out ideas together. And people that are not, that maybe they can help point you to the right direction. I believe in that. It was going to Toastmasters that helped get me into such a level of networking opportunity as I'm in right now. I have some friends that are on their way to a wonderful training and networking opportunity in a lifetime in Dallas-Fort Worth. And let me tell you something. They're willing to pay the price of doing whatever needs to be done. They're willing to pay that price. It's important that you network and learn from the best on how you can make your business grow. If you can find a Rotary Club that you can meet with at a certain time, go there. Network with people. Grow. In addition to my ACM business, I want to grow a speaking and personal and professional development space. And so I need a network in order to help build both, if you know what I mean. And you want more? You want to live a better and extraordinary life? Those of you who are subscribed to my podcast, Pattern Realm, you know that you've got to go out there and network with the people that are going to help get you there. Like say every twice a year, my church has worldwide conferences from its headquarters in Salt Lake. One of the things I've always wanted to do is go to that actual conference center during conference time and network with some of the best people in my church that go my faith and possibly even my business. I've been to that conference center a couple of weeks before conference, and that spiritually blew me away. But to imagine a network with people of faith that maybe are prospering, that can take you where you want to be. The late Dr. Stephen Covey is one of those people I would love to network with, because he used to go. He was a member of my worldwide church. But in order to be one of the greats, you're going to have to network with people that can help you lead you to the greats and be the greats and rise up this and seize your moment. It's like I've said, and this is your moment. This is the moment for success in networking with people that are entrepreneurs. Grant Cardone. Do you know what he told me one of the things he lives for in his business? Keeping up his names list. And sitting there and having, after networking with people to get there, having the intestinal fortitude to sit down and make phone calls. Grant Cardone, one of the biggest real estate moguls, he said that. I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with everything that Grant Cardone says. I don't, because my value system's a little bit differently. God bless him, and God bless y'all. I'd get started on this all the time, couldn't I? Well, I got to keep going. Number 9. In order to seize the moment, you have to have a servant's heart. And see, that's where one of the things that I believe in order to help keep you humble as you rise up to wealth and receiving more and living that better and extraordinary life. You need to have a humble heart of service. One of the things I feel like doing is picking up and calling one of my friends that is who is in the presidency of our area group of congregations, and telling hey, if there's ever a time that you need me to serve in the church in capacity where it helps people, I'll do it. Because let me tell you something, when you are in the service of your fellow men, you're only in the service of your God. John F. Kennedy, he said this. It's one of the most famous quotes he's known for. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. See, I believe that entrepreneurs need to learn to be civically involved. I really believe that. Shit, if I was real prosperous, I would go to Austin and Washington, D.C., and I would advocate for causes I believe in that are for free enterprise family and pro-family values. I know it sounds strange. A guy like me, stuck with one foot in politics, one foot in business. You've got to forgive me. Those are the values that I've been trained on. You make your buck, but you make your buck by also doing some service. There was like this pledge drive from Rushmore District on TV back in the mid-'80s. And businesses in Midland and Odessa were putting in a quota for challenge to get more people to raise money. And my grandfather, he would get on the phone and he would pledge his little challenge. Let me tell you something. That man, he taught me that if you want to succeed as an entrepreneur, then you've got to have a heart of service. Zig Ziglar, he said this: if you help enough people get what they want, then soon enough, you will get what you want. It's all about having a servant's heart, pulling into others. That's why I not like the networking business, is because we serve together. We work together as a team. That's what I told my good associate and friend last night. I said, look, I know we're having challenges, but we serve this, we're in this together. And whatever issues have, we surmount those. Service is important. Services is important. And you need to know that deep down in your heart. You need to have that servant's heart. I want to go, something in Matthew 25. Something that Jesus did, the parable of the sheep and the goats. And, Jesus said, inasmuch as ye have done it unto the least of these, my brethren, you've done it unto me. And to the ghost, he said, inasmuch as ye have done it not unto the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. So, if you want to say as a successful businessman or businesswoman, you need to have that strength to serve. Pretty amazing, isn't it? It's important if you're going to be a leader in your industry, you have to serve. Number 10. Number 10 is adversity, and I could teach a lot about adversity. In fact, the 9 minutes that we have left before I do the 5-minute wrap up, we're going to be talking about adversity, because I believe it can be overcome. Told at 4 years old that I was the only challenge, no hope of an education, I'll overcome that. Told that I was unfit for college and would never succeed, I overcame that. 1999, went through a hard divorce. Overcame that because of my faith conversion in 2001. And then I floundered around and found my way again as a YouTuber and a podcaster. And now as a man that's going to be a rock star networker. But you know what? I had to overcome a little bit more adversity. January 11th, 2018. My nephew was my next door neighbor. I went to his house to have dinner because my mother was sick. Had a speech I was going to deliver the next night. It was dark. I couldn't see my way. I thought I had stepped on the steps. I fell off the porch and broke my leg. I was laid up for 2 months. But you know what? Eventually I did make that speech. Maybe just a little bit modified. But the Lord has a way to bring adversity to say, hey, change your tune. And then he does that. 2019, I'm inches from getting my book published. I walk into the bank building where I have my Toastmasters, and I collapse. Fracture my skull. Doctors said to my mother and family, James could die, or wake up paralyzed, or be a vegetable. What I experienced after surgery was a torment of a lot of pain and fears. But let me tell you something. Once I had enough people like Bishop Dave and my mother and my Toastmasters family and my church family praying in my corner, let me tell you something. That helped. I fought the urge to just quit. Because I believe we can, with adversity, we can always be triumphant in Christ. I launched Empower Your Pattern 2.0. It was another podcast called Rods and Suits. And maybe at some point I'll explain later. But we're kind of pressed for time. But let me tell you something. Yes, I was shaken by what happened to me. But it made me a stronger person. It was the 17th of April 2019 when I collapsed. On the 31st of May, had a chance to walk out of the rehab facility. A superb place in Big Spring that my brother-in-law's mother helps manage. Managed to be able to walk away from that. And a month and a half later, to become a published author. What I experienced with a broken leg and the brain surgeries and everything was horrible. But let me tell you something. It helped make me to be the man I am today. I've had resistance all the way. I know there's resistance going on with me now, but let me tell you something. My mama didn't raise no fool, and my granddad sure didn't raise no fool. Another powerhouse to help me overcome adversity. And maybe I don't say his name enough. The man my mother married after she married my father when I was just 3 years old. Let me tell you something. That man was a powerhouse, my hero. Hank Siebold. Served in Vietnam. I was a sickly child. There were many times I wanted to just sit there and give up. And he had a way of saying, boy, get up. Come on, you ain't that helpless. So, that man helped me get back up many times. Him and my grandfather. Now, later on in life, when I was going through college, I really didn't feel like I had too many mentors really help me through the pitfalls of college. That's one of the things I want to do from my speaking and coaching. Help college students that want to be entrepreneurs. Help them through their college experience and be an entrepreneur. Because I know they're going through adversities of their own. They're going through adversities of their own. And I know that's... I've had friends at church that say, Jimmy, something tells me you got a killer presentation that can help people overcome adversity. Yes, I do. I don't want to focus on adversity all the time. But sometimes we got to go through adversity in order to get through success. All right? Guys, this is your moment. And yeah, you're gonna get knocked down. You're gonna get knocked down. You're gonna hit walls. Lord knows how many times I beat my head against so many walls, and it felt like giving up. Just like in 2008, when I was in the crossroads, I knew law school and grad school were not gonna work out. And I was kind of frustrated, but I was humble. I was like, Lord, what am I going to do? And he says, have you ever tried going through another way? He said, Jimmy, you're meant to own businesses. You are meant to own businesses. And that was back around 2008, 2009. I thought to myself, that's awfully dang far-fetched. But it's not. You go through enough adversities, you go through enough walls, you find a way around those walls. You have a choice. You have a choice. You can either choose in your adversity to be miserable and say that there's no way out. The rats and maze thinking that I talk to people about on my show. You can either choose those. Or you can choose to be happy. Let me tell you something. No matter what I'm going through, I can choose happy. And I ask all you, my audience, to choose happy. Adversity can sure knock you down. You can sit there and scratch your head, well, I don't know why. And it can be easy to want to give up. But sometimes all I got to do is think back to the man that raised me, my daddy. See that tough love he's given me. Come on, boy, get up. You ain't that helpless. I thank God for him. He's been with the Lord for almost 13 years. And he made me. Now, I'm going to end talking about these 10 things that you need. Number one, you need to have the ambivert mindset, okay? The personality to get through this. Number two, you need to have a leader's heart. That's important. Be a game changer. Number three, you need to be creative. You need to get into a zone. And those people who want to mock your success, tell them, hey, if you don't want to be with me, stay out of my zone. Stay out of my zone. Number four, you have to have this determination. If people knock you down and say you'll never amount to anything, I'm like, well, dang it, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Because you know you have to. Because you know you ain't got no choice. Number five, you need to have a code of ethics. Okay? Because let me tell you something. Once you decide to be a man or woman of integrity, the rest should be easy. The world can feed you this lie that following integrity is hard. Don't believe that. If you've been raised to have integrity, which I have, then you've got this. Okay? You've got this. Because my grandparents helped my mother and daddy raise me with a backbone of integrity. Especially my maternal grandfather. Man used to put the fear of God in me about lying. I need to move on, okay? Because we got about 3 minutes left. Number six, you need to have faith. Faith in yourself. And I think that bedrock of faith in yourself, people can get mad at me all they want to, but it's having faith in God. It's having faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. Number seven, you need to be a powerhouse from setting goals and looking at those things every day. I have a productivity software called Notion. I have my goals written down there. I chronicle my day through that when I'm ready to power through things. Number eight, networking. You need to network with people that can help you grow your business, both in the community as well as in the industries that you're going to be in. Networking is a must, okay? Non-negotiable. Number nine, you need to have a servant's heart. You really do. If you're just serving for show, then you don't deserve to succeed as an entrepreneur. So like I said when I wrote my book back beginning in February 2015, I told the Lord, I said, make me rich, but please keep me humble. Please keep me humble. Because and I think having a servant's heart, along with the center of the faith in God, Jesus Christ, that keeps you humble. And number 10, you need to have the intestinal fortitude to overcome adversity. You really need to do that. And in my podcast, I talk about adversity sometimes, because we are going to get knocked down. So we have to have that intestinal fortitude to say, hey, we have to overcome. We have to say yes. We will seize the bull by the horns, find a way through those walls, and seize the moment. Now, I hope you enjoy listening to Empower Your Pattern 2.0. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of Pattern Realm. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can't. Choose, act, and pursue happiness, folks. Take care. God bless you. I hope this reaches down to your very soul. Take care. God bless every single one of you. God bless you.